What is going on, guys? We are back on another episode of BC Bronzies. I know it's been a little bit of what, I know it's been a while, but we are back, and today we're not going to be fishing. I'm doing a little bit of an informational video. Basically my top 5 smallmouth baits. If you guys are new, feel free to go subscribe. Check out some of my videos, previous videos. I got fishing videos. I did this video last year around this time, top 10 smallmouth baits, but we're going to do top 5 because I think that's a little bit more kind of easy to follow and just gives you a better group of baits overall. So we're going to get right into it. Alright, coming in at number 1, have to be my favorite bait of all time this year. I haven't used them too much, but these are the Zeeman TRDS right here. Finesse TRDs. And these things are just absolutely awesome. They're Ned Rigs, super easy to use. I use them in green pumpkin because anywhere in the Great Lakes you've got gobies all over the place, and man, do these things produce. They look just like gobies that are like that long. They are absolutely dynamite. I've been using them all summer long, and let me tell you, they're my favorite bait by far, and they work super well. I use the Zeeman because they're really durable, and they also have that buoyant characteristic to them, so that they kind of float when they're sitting on the bottom. As a matter of fact, I also use the Zeeman, sorry for the shadow, the Zeeman little Ned Rig jig there. The reason I like those is because it's got the hook, or the plastic, whatever you call it, the little catcher on there, so that when you put the plastic on there it doesn't peel off easily. And then the hooks are really strong and super sharp, so that's why I like those. Those are my heads of choice for those Ned Rigs. And I'll be going through everything, like how I fish everything. So basically how I fish this is I like to, for where I am, I have a video on this. I can link that down below, how to fish the Ned Rig, since it's my favorite bait this summer. But all I do is I just chuck it out there as far as I can. I let it sit on the bottom like a goby would, and you just barely move it. Like, I just twitch it just slightly. A lot of times you'll get bit if you just let it sit on the bottom, because these things have some salt in them. They're a little bit scented. So that's how I fish the Ned Rig, and man, it's been catching me some big smallmouth this summer. Some of the bigger smallmouth that I've caught all year, which is really awesome. And you know, I only fish from shore, so I'm not in a boat. Even if I had a boat, man, we'd be getting on some really big smallmouth. But anyway, that's the Ned Rig for you. Alright, bait number 2 is gonna have to be the old Senko. No surprise here. I wacky rig it. I don't know if you can see. I should probably see if I can focus that. I've got that O-ring there along with my wacky style hook, and so that's basically my setup for the Senko. This I also just let it sink. Haven't had as much success on it this year, partly because I haven't fished it as much as I did last year, but that is definitely a bait of choice for me for sure. Just throwing it out, letting it sit, letting it, you know, dangle through the water column as it goes down. And yeah, that's one that you'll feel and bite on the fall, and you'll be catching some big smallies on that. Alright, we're going to kick it off with bait number 3, and bait number 3 is going to be a jerkbait. My favorite jerkbait to use that I've been using this spring. Primarily I've used the jerkbait in the spring, but I know the fall is supposed to be really good for jerkbait, something that I haven't done a whole lot of. That's a Rapala, what is it? The Shadow Wrap Deep. So that's a slow sinking jerkbait. So that's that. That's also been just really good this spring for those smallmouth, because they are so aggressive. The way I like to fish that in the spring is just give it a jerk and a decent pause, you know, a 5 to 10 second pause, and then another jerk. I usually go 1, and then 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. That's how I do my rips with the Rapala Jerkbait. And yeah, that caught me a ton of fish this spring, like crazy amount. Never caught that many smallmouth before, and that was all on a jerkbait like this. And the color really didn't matter. They're just so aggressive in the springtime before the spawn, and man, that was some of my greatest smallmouth memories for sure. So that is number 3. All right, bait number 4 has to be a swim bait. This isn't a particular one that I caught a lot of fish on this spring. However, this is a Kitech fat swim bait, and that is one of those where it's such a great bait. I mean, I rig it on this little, sorry for all the focusing crap, this is why I want to get a new camera, on this little football head looking jig by Owner. That thing is absolutely sick. And by the way, I'll link all these baits down below. But this thing is perfect for these swim baits. They pair up really nicely. But what I actually used this spring for a swim bait was a Kitech. And I think it was just the impact, but not maybe the swing. I think it was the swing impact, just not the fat version. Only problem with those is they have such great action that, you know, they get torn up super easily, which, yeah, it's a good bait, but I don't know, I don't like how quick they get torn up. But I used that in like some sort of like a greenish, kind of like a green pumpkin, but not exactly, with like a kind of a white belly. And that on smallmouth was dynamite this spring as well, just like a jerkbait. It's good all year round, but like I said, I haven't been fishing much else than the Ned Rig because the Ned Rig's been producing for me. It's been catching fish, and that's just what I've been kind of grinding my fishing with, and I've been catching a lot of smallies with that. So that is the 4th bait. All right, guys, 5th but not least, the final bait of this video is going to be a drop shot. Now, these particular ones are the Zeeman trick shots in green pumpkin, and basically these things are, I haven't used too much of these, but to be honest, my favorite is probably the KVD Dream Shots in like a green pumpkin color, of course, because I got gobies everywhere around here in Wisconsin. And so that is what my favorite drop shot bait, the Dream Shot by KVD. I had a lot of success on that in the spring. I haven't fished it much in the summer because, as you guys know, this stuff is the ticket, and man, do I love Zeeman. But yeah, that's the 5th bait. I'll fish that obviously with a drop shot weight on a hook, fairly close, not too much line between the hook and the drop shot to imitate that goby, and just slowly kind of wiggling it and just pulling it along the bottom. Not a whole lot, really easy to fish, and yeah, that's what we got going on. But guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Real simple, real quick, just a fun little informational video on my top 5 smallmouth bass baits for this season. I'm gonna try to do this every season, and maybe even come to you guys like I did this summer with a couple informational videos on a specific bait and how to fish it, and with a little bit of video of me catching fish. So those are my baits. You know, try some of these out. I got them linked down below for sure. I suggest checking them out. And if you guys got any questions, hit me up down below. Follow me on Instagram at DC Bronzies, and subscribe. We got a giveaway going on at 500 subscribers, guys. We're not too far from it, about halfway there. Not quite, but pretty close. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you on the next episode of DC Bronzies. Later.